Microsoft certified Power BI data analyst. So our speaker for today, who is an erudite scholar, is a mentor of mentees. I call him boss itself. So in person of Adewale Yusuf. Adewale currently works as a senior BI consultant at Avanade in Dublin. He has over 6 years experience as a business intelligence analyst. He's a Microsoft certified trainer. He has been awarded the Microsoft Most Valuable Professional for over 4 years, still running till date. That's a lot. So he has trained over 3,000 participants, including senior management on Power Platform, Big Data, Microsoft Office tools, and advanced presentation skills for business. He has also built robust analytics system solutions for clients across various industries, ranging from aviation, telecommunication, financial institution, and so on. He's a convener and lead the Nigeria Power Platform User Group. He's the founder of the Analytic Corper Workshop, and he's also the founder of Analytic Extra Mentorship Program. I think he needs a round of applause, please. This is a lot of faith, man. All right, thank you, guys. Adewale, over to you, boss.
Okay, thank you so much, Fatima. I think I'm flattered already. So let me share my video so that you guys can see me. Although we purposely kind of make sure that we meet all of our mic, because we don't want people to just join at the end of the day. We keep on hearing noise from right and left and center. So if you want to speak or you have any questions, I think you'll be able to raise your hand when it's the question and answer period. And also, we can actually interact in chat as well. So that's what the chat session is for. So on the chat sessions, always kind of interact, ask questions. So when I ask you a question, I know you kind of mute your mic, but I know you can type in chat. So I'll be expecting your response in the chat. So just keep posting your comments in chat. So it's nice to meet every one of you. Can we hear me? Somebody said they can't hear me. So Fatima, can you confirm if you can hear me clearly? Okay, so Kazim said he can hear me. Others, can you also confirm in chat? Just say yes or no if you can hear me or not. Say yes or no in chat if you can hear me. Okay, so great. I'm seeing a lot of yes, yes, yes. Okay, so that means all of you can hear me clearly. So if you can't hear me, probably that's your network. So we need to probably go out and join again. Maybe that's what you need to do. So let me share my screen. Once you can also see my screen, please, I want you to also put a thumbs up as well. Once you can see my screen, just put a thumbs up. Yeah, great. So Lower can see my screen. All right, so welcome everyone to the Analytic Corper workshop. Somebody asked if this will be recorded. Yes, the session will be recorded. Now, before I kind of go into the session, I want to give you the background of how this workshop came into existence. So, and how we've started. So we started this workshop 3 years ago, and that's why you can say Analytic Corper 3.2. So you guys are the third, I think third batch that we trained. So three years ago we started this, and the first year we've been able to train a lot of people. I think we usually do like 1,000 in every year, and you know that it's not everybody that will be serious at the end of the day. So if you want to serious with your learning, and I think it's up to you. So 3 years ago we started. The first year we have people that are working over different industries now, especially corpers. Last year as well, we have so many people that are doing well. Fatima is also part of our participant last year, our moderator for today. She works with Nairametrics now. So I'm happy that by the end of your own core members as well, serving Nigeria, I'm sure you'll be able to find a suitable job. That's if you're very serious with your analytics journey. So for me, I think about 8 years ago, I served in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, if you're from Port Harcourt here, just type yes in chat. If you're from Port Harcourt, you're currently serving in Port Harcourt. So I was posted to Nawang Bantai and a local government called Gokana. So that time, I was not really feeling it because I was posted to a particular secondary school. And for me, I don't want to be a teacher. So I just want to do something for myself. I really want to take advantage of that NYSC to learn a lot of things, and to also make sure that I build up my skills. So this analytics is not what I've been doing before school. It was after school. Then I pick up this knowledge, and I was able to learn to some extent that I'm very well recognized across the world right now. So after then, I feel that it's something I should give back to the core members as well, because if many core members can have this opportunity to kind of learn, then it will really change their career path at the end of their NYC. So that's just a little story about how this started. So let's go into what we are here for today. So Fatima has talked about her grand rules. I'm going to skip that. So for me, I think Fatima has done excellently well in introducing me. Come and see the way I'm blushing when she was introducing me, right? That's just all about me. I currently work in one of the biggest tech companies here in Dublin, Ireland. So that's me as a senior consultant. Today, we're going to talk about different things. We'll look at the introductions of the workshop. We'll look at the timeline. We'll look at the area of growth. We'll look at the summary. And also, I'll talk about data literacy, right? That's one of the things I'm going to talk about today. So before I jump into the session, the first thing I'm going to kind of let you know is that the capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. Now, the willingness to learn is a choice, right? The willingness to learn is a choice. They don't force people to learn. And this quote was made by Brian Abbott. It's one of my favorite quotes, right? So learning is a choice. I'm sure that it's not all of us that will graduate from this program. Some people will drop on the line. Some people will just maybe probably feel tired. They don't want to go ahead. But if you want to actually learn, that's your choice, right? If you want to, at the end of these core members, you want to be able to say, okay, I'm a satisfied data analyst. I want to go for the exam. I want to look for a job. I want to do this. That's yourself, right? But I can tell you that in the long run, this is what I can actually help you. Even after your NYC, you don't want to be chasing bank job or marketing and some other jobs that they'll be giving you 100,000 per month or 200,000 per month in Nigeria economy. It doesn't work. The only job that can give you peace of mind is tech, right? When I was in Nigeria before I moved abroad, I think I earned close to 2 million naira as a salary. Even if I was in Nigeria now, I'm sure I'll be earning more than that, right? So it's a tech job that can give you what you want. So now that depends on your seriousness and how you want to be serious to this training. And this is what this my quote is for. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice. So it's your choice, right? So moving on, meet our team. So this is the team that we work together. Pelumi, Arushaye, Joseph Fadera, and myself. These two guys are the co-host of this. They kind of work at the background. We work together to make this possible. Two of them are also the funny thing is two of them are part of our first analytic workshop, which is the 1.0, right? And ever since then, they've been giving back to the community as well, and they are doing very, very well at what they do now. So two of them are kind of a senior analyst now at where they work. Belumi is like a senior analyst at Dbrand Consulting. Joseph is also a senior trainer and analyst at Dbrand. So they're doing really, really well. And those are our teams that will put this together. Also in this workshop, you meet a lot of amazing moderators. I think you guys just met Fatima just a while now. Fatima, she's an interesting lady. I can see, you can see her energy, right? We have a lot of more moderators as well that are going to moderate this entire session. We have Amarachi, we have Victoria, we have Praise, we have Esther, we have another Esther, we have Raman, and we also have Malcolm, right? So these guys are going to be your moderators for these sessions, and they're going to make sure that everything we need, we have it, and the session is actually going smoothly, right? Also, you should meet our speakers as well. So these are the different speakers that are going to speak in this session. Trust me, these are industry experts that we brought for you for free. I'm sure most of these trainers that you can see on these pictures, if you want to call them for a training, most of them we charge nothing less than 1 million naira for a training, right? But because they are willing to give back to the community, we are all providing this training for you for free. This is the platform that most people pay 200, 500,000 to be able to get trained like this. But we are decided to do this for you guys for free. So the only way you can kind of appreciate us is to make sure that you join the class, you are serious with your learning, so that we are not also wasting our time as well. So we know you are very serious with whatever you are doing. So you have Babatokpe, David Abu is in Canada, Fatah is in Nigeria, Fedik. So most of them work with their industry experts, right? We have people in the UK. I think Victor is in London. So there are different people that are coming to kind of give you this knowledge for free, right? So those are our trainers. Now, this is a 2 month intensive program, and then it's going to, I promise you, right, that is going to be a program of learning, fun, certifications, graduation, because at the end of the day, we issue you a certificate that will certify that you actually go through this program, because that certificate can also help as well. I remember last year, after the Analytic Cover 2.0, there are some couple of our team that was employed by Airtel Nigeria. Some of them was employed by First Bank Nigeria, because I kind of pull people in senior management from First Bank and Airtel into the group, and they are looking like for the most serious people, and they easily pitch them in after the NYC. So congratulations to those guys. I think last year I know about over 60 or 70 people that have got analytics job now, and they are doing very, very well, right? So it's going to be learning, fun, certificate, and adjust graduation as well. So what are you going to learn? So you're going to learn data literacy. You're going to learn Excel. So data literacy is understanding the data fundamentals. You understand everything about, even if you are just getting started, you don't know anything about data or data analytics. That's why you are here. Like I told you, myself, I study estate management and valuation. Did you expect me to be an MVP today? You know what an MVP means? Microsoft Most Valuable Professional in Data Platform. I'm one of the 3,000 MVPs we have in the world, and out of the 3 or 4 data platform MVP we have in Nigeria. So, and I study estate management. I didn't study computer science. So, no matter what you think you study, whether you study law, you study medicine, you study animal science, anything you study, right? If you put your mind to something, you can actually do it. Just see a tech or data analysis training as driving. You can't easily carry a car now if you don't know how to drive and drive it. It takes practice. It takes time, right? And that's what this kid is all about as well. So you need to give it your time, give it your energy, and then you're going to get there at the end of the day. So you will understand data fundamentals, you understand how to demystify Microsoft Excel, you understand visualization tools like Power BI, you master Power BI for analytics. You're also going to understand SQL and how you can query your data with SQL and how you can write SQL code. You're also going to understand Microsoft Fabric, which is like the AI business intelligence experience that Microsoft just launched. So taking analytics skills to the next level, you will learn Microsoft Fabric as well. And like I said, all this is for free. You are not paying, right? It's just your seriousness. All right, so the timeline for the boot camp is kind of very straightforward. We've started today, which is our start session, which is Saturday, 20th of July, 2024. The graduation is going to be on the Sunday of 8th September 2024. And then we'll be meeting every weekend for 2 months, which is Saturday and Sunday. You know this time, 2 to 3, 4 to 5. Always attend the session every single weekend, right? Don't just get tired at a point, right? Be serious with your life. 2 months is enough to change your life forever, right? Now, this is the agenda for the sessions. I posted it on the group chat as well, and we keep posting this almost every week so that people can kind of know what is going on. Today's session is about data literacy, and that's from me, an introduction. I'm introducing the workshop to you. I'm sure you may probably not see me coming into the session often like this. It would be once in a while I just pop in because I have capable people that are going to be with you guys, right? So this weekend, Fatima is going to be moderating this. Tomorrow, today and tomorrow, Fatima is going to be moderating this. Next week, Amarachi is going to be moderating this, and these are your speakers for next week. So you will see this schedule in chat. So how do you achieve your goal, right? The way we achieve our goal is we'll bring industry experts to take part in some of the sessions. Those are industry experts. You have some Microsoft Learn parts that we assign to you. You have a lot of assignments, and please, when assignment has been given to you, make sure you do it, because those are the things we kind of review when we want to give you certificates to be sure if you are worthy of our certificates. If people know that you come for this program, we should be able to vote for you that you because assignment is what's going to give you most of the things that you need to learn, because practically the session is 1 hour, so you may not be able to grab everything within that 1 hour, right? But the assignment is what you will now go back, probably watch a video, we'll give you a video to watch or a recording to watch. So the assignment is what we now build your skills more. So you must do the assignment. Then project activities, challenges, and competitions. There'll be competitions, project challenges. I think last year we did about competitions. Some people won free vouchers for Power BI exam, and then some people won maybe money actually. So always make a tweet about your learning and session. So anytime we finish this learning, like today, after these sessions today, I want the world to know we are doing this. Like I said, this is how you can give back to us. The world should know we are doing this. You can go to Twitter, you can go to LinkedIn, maybe put a screenshot of one of our screenshots, put a screenshot of something right there. And once you do that, then post it on LinkedIn. I've started my session with Analytic Compass today. It's going to take this and that. I'm documenting my learning. I'm doing this. So as you are doing that, people is good for you and also good for us. And why I said it's good for you is people are looking at you online. They know you've started this learning journey. Potential employer can kind of do some research about you. They see the way you post, the way you do this and that. So that's just basically it. Always tweet about your learning sessions. Then free course will be assigned to us as well. There are some free courses I'm going to be assigning to us that we must do. Now, let the world know about what we are doing. I think that's what I just said. Let the world know about what we are doing. Let's just post, 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 post. In fact, I'm going to go to LinkedIn and Twitter after this session and see any of us that have posted. Once you've posted, just tag me, right? You can tag me on Twitter at Adewale Analyst, or you can also tag me on LinkedIn, Adewale Yusuf or Analytic Extra, or just make sure you tag me and post online, right? That's how to achieve our goal. So at the end of the workshop, if you decide to go for the Microsoft Power BI certification exam, I think you should be able to do that exam conveniently, right? And you should also be industry ready for job opportunities. Job opportunities will come. I've recommended a lot of people for jobs in the past. So if you take your learning serious, you may be part of those people who will be recommending this year. And like I said, job opportunity from my pool of network. I have pool of people that need beginner analysts that just want to start their career. So I can always recommend you. So that's another thing. And I will try my best to meet you in person. Now that's very difficult because last year, what I did basically is I met a lot of people last year. I went to Abuja. So last year for Analytic 2.0, I went to Abuja. I met some people in Abuja. I went to Oyo State, Ibadan. I met some people in Ibadan. I went to Oyo Town. I met some people in Oyo. I went to Lagos State. In fact, the Lagos State owned, we even have an hangout at the beach side. So we did a beach hangout with all the Lagos people. So we did beach hangout. We went to, what's the name of the beach? I can't remember. If any of our moderator is here, you can put the name of the beach we went to in the chat. So we went to the beach together. I think we are like 40 or 50 of us that went to the beach together. We had fun. We meet ourselves. We talk about careers. We do different things. And I also went to, I think, Benin. I met some people in Benin as well because I traveled a lot. So I met quite a lot of people last year. But now I've decided to move to Dublin over last year. So I will try my best to meet you in person. Just be sure that I can actually meet you in person. I can find myself in Nigeria at any time. And if I'm in your state, I can post in the group and say, hello, anyone. I'm actually in Anambra right now. Is there any of our members that are in Anambra? Let's meet up and let's just have a chat and have a lunch. The people I met in Abuja, we went to the Village Chef. If you know Village Chef very well, there's a very big restaurant in Abuja called Village Chef. We went there, we eat, we dine, and I paid the bill. Right? So I'll try my best to meet you in person. So let's just put it like that. Now, going to the data literacy itself, we're just going to talk about data literacy and you understanding what data literacy is all about, and then how you should have a foundation of this. So if you are with me on this, the introduction I made that introduction for like 20 minutes. If you really understand my introduction in chat, please can you try something in chat? I just want to know you are following. Understood? The introduction, or the introduction I made in chat. You can type understood, excited, get ready, whatever, good. Just put something in chat. I just want to be sure that you guys are following me. Hmm. Okay, great. Now I know that I'm not just talking. So you guys really understand me. So if you have your hands up right now, please put it down. So if you have your hand raised now, put it down. When is the time for question and answer session? We'll ask you to raise your hand and you'll be able to raise your hand and talk as well. If you have anything you want to say now, please put it in the chat. Okay, so thank you everyone. Motivated, understood. I'm ready for it. Interesting. Oh, great. Okay, so data literacy really. When it comes to data literacy, there are different things that people need to go through, or let me say, different steps that form data literacy. And this data literacy involve data generation. How do we generate data? Data structure. How do we structure our data? We have data storage, we have data analysis, we have statistics, and we have data-driven decision making. All right. So those are let me say, the steps that form data literacy. So the first one starts from data generation, which is talking about how do you generate data? Because that's the first thing. You can't analyze the data if you don't have a data, right? So you must first of all have a data already. So when you have a data, then you think about how do I want to structure this data? Then you think about where do I want to store it? Then you think about how do I analyze it, right? This is what data literacy is all about. So I'm going to start explaining this one by one, and you see what it really means. So I'll start with two systems that every organization run. To understand data analysis and what data analysts do, another thing you should also understand is that in the world, anywhere in the world, I've worked for different organizations. I've worked for organization in Nigeria, I've worked for organization in UK, I've worked for organizations in Dublin. I've worked for organizations in United States. I've been to US. I've been to almost different parts of the world. And in all this my journey here, I've noticed that every organizations in the world, they run on two systems. Just two systems. That's what they run on. So the first system that they run on is something we call operational system, right? Operational system is basically talking about how each business executes their business processes. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say you walk into ShopRite. Now, in ShopRite, you buy things. Maybe you buy you just shop different things. Now, when you go to the cashier to pay, the system that cashier is putting all the things you buy. So he's putting everything. Okay, so you bought 2 pomo, you bought 3 pampers. You do this, you do that. So as they are typing that in, that is operational. So which means that is the way they operate. So when you buy, somebody inputs whatever you buy and they put the amount of what you buy. So that is operation. So the way they operate their business. So we call it execute business processes. The other systems that most organization runs on is called analytics system. Now, analytics system is talking about evaluate business processes because you are operating your business. See yourself as a businessman. And that is why data analysis for everybody. It's not about whether you study computer science or not, right? Now, analytics system is talking about, okay, I have a business. I have a business. Now, I want to query that my business. Somebody said they can't hear me. Please, everybody confirm in chat if you can hear me. Just type yes or no. I can hear him or I can't hear him. Just put in chat so that Oluchi can know whether he can hear me. Okay, so Oluchi, I
I can
think
hear
it's
you.
probably your network. Okay, thank you, Fatima. All right. So I'm talking about analytics system. So analytics system basically is I have a business, and this business, I want to query it. I want to evaluate it. I want to know whether that business is doing well. I want to know how much I'm making every month as a business owner. Forget about whatever knowledge you have now. Talking about basic knowledge. So this is your business. We want to know how much are we making every month. How much am I making every week? How much did I make last month? How much did I make this month? So let me compare what I make last month and what I make this month. So what's the difference? I make 20,000 last month. I make 10,000 this month. Did I run at loss or profit? Put it in chat. I make 20,000 last month, 10,000 this month. Did I run at loss or I made some profit? Anybody care to put it in chat? Yeah, I run at loss, basically, because last month we did well. This month we made just 10,000. So what is going on? So that means my sales is reducing. So in that case, I need to start inspecting what is happening. Why? Which of my products is not selling? Which competitor is actually doing this? Did I sack any staff that actually affects my business? So analytics system is a system that evaluates your business, a system that query your business, a system that kind of wants to know what is going on in your business. How many transactions do you sold? You are selling shoe. How many shoe did we sell? That's what we mean by transactions. How many shoes did we sell this month? You are analyzing a match. Who score? Where did they score? At what particular time did they score? At what particular time did they change a player? So that is analytics. Analytics is just basically you querying something, evaluating something. And that is the second systems that every organization runs in the world. So for the operational system, different people have the way the different tools, or let me say system, they use for their operational system. Some people use operational systems like SAP, Oracle, Dynamic 365, Swapcard, Zoom. It can even be a custom built system by a software engineer or a data engineer, right? In fact, some people even use Excel as their operational tool, because when they buy something, they type it in Excel, Google Sheet, they do all those things, right? So that's operational system. Now, when we are talking about analytics system is like a self-service BI tools like Power BI that you can use to connect to your data and use it to draft some insight from the data set. So, okay, so how many sales do we make? How many people patronize us? How many customers do we have now? Count of customers, right? How many customers is leaving us? That's customer churn, right? How many? What is our employee performance? How is our employee performing? What is going on in the business, right? So that is you querying the business, and you can use a tools like Power BI, Tableau, QLinks. You can even use a Bexpo system or a custom system. In fact, you can use the most popular old good Excel, right? You can still use our Excel to query our business. I'm sure if you have been following me and you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll notice that I have a lot of videos on Excel and how you can create a dashboard in Excel on my YouTube channel, right? If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, I think you need to make sure you urgently do that, because that is where I'll be posting a lot of your videos and assignments on. All right. So that is your two systems. Now, moving on to the data literacy part, I talk about that the first thing where we start from is the data literacy. Now, data literacy starts from data generation. This data that we are talking about, which is the operational system that this organization do, how will they generate it? How do they generate their data, right? That's the first thing in the analytic process. Data can be generated anywhere. That's one thing you should know. Can generate data anywhere. Data can be gathered anywhere. In fact, as we are in this class now, I can decide to say, okay, I want to generate a data in this class. I want to generate a data in this class. And as I'm generating the data, I want to say, okay, how many participants are present today? How many people are absent? We send congratulation email to 600 people. We have 178 people on the call. Probably people seriousness. Probably some people are waiting for the, I don't know. So the data can be generated anywhere. This dashboard you see on my screen, I created this dashboard for TVC News during the COVID period. So this dashboard was what TVC News was using to kind of make people know aware about the total death, total recovery, total confirmed cases of COVID, right? And this analysis was generated from the COVID cases. Now, if you want to think backward, just think very, 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 very backward. I want somebody to tell me in chat, how do you think this COVID data is being generated? Like how? How do you think this data, the data for this COVID report, how do you think this data is being generated? Hospital report, Rashida Elesho. Yes, you are very, very correct. Hospital report. So it started from one hospital in one local government. So one hospital in a local government will say, okay, so in this entire local government, local hospital. Yes, thank you. So in this entire local government, or in this hospital, in this particular local government, somebody came and complained about malaria, but we give this person malaria drug. The malaria did not work. So we noticed this person has something else. So they now say, okay, so let's go to the local test center for the local government. Then they test this particular person. They know this person has COVID. They report to the local government. So the local government report to the state report to the federal report to the world. That's just what it is, right? So it starts from local government. Local government reports, okay, so in our local government, only the local government, we have 10 cases of COVID. They report to Oyo State. Oyo State also, in the entire Oyo State, we have 100 reported cases of COVID. Okay. Oyo State also report to Nigeria. Say in Nigeria, we have, and Nigeria also report to the world that Nigeria has 1,000 report case of COVID. So that's the data generation. Now, imagine that a particular nurse or a doctor that actually did a test for somebody, and that person noticed that this person have a COVID, and that doctor did not record that, did not write that down somewhere, or record the data somewhere that, okay, at this also time, we test this person and this person has COVID. Do you think we will know the number of COVID we have in the world? Yes or no? Do you think we will know? At all. So we won't know. So that is why everybody's job is quite of important. So somebody must keep the data, which is very, very important. And that's what data generation simply means. So data generation is when somebody is keeping the data and somebody is generating the data for us, for the analyst to now come and now play around with data. I was able to play around with this data because data was available. If the data wasn't available or the data is not generated somehow, then there is no way I can actually say I want to play around with the data. Now, different organizations has the way they generate their data and the way they put data together. So let me give you this simple exercise. I want you to type in chat. How many, okay, what data can you see? Just put it in chat. What data can you see? So in this picture, I want you to think critically, right? Just think critically. Don't rush. You can put 3 or 4 data that you can see in chat. So I'm putting a clock timer here. So that clock timer, I'm setting 2 minutes. And in that my 2 minutes, right? I want everybody to put in chat what data they can see in my screen. Just what data can you see? So I'm putting a 2 minute timer here. Let me see how I can reduce this my timer. Okay. So I'm giving you 2 minutes to think. So what data can you see? That's 2 minutes. You have 30 seconds to decide what data can you see. Okay, so I think time is up. So I'm going to just check the chat now, and I can see a lot of comment already. A lot of people putting what they can see. So let me just pick randomly some of the comments that I can see here. Okay, so I see so many things actually. Let me just scroll back up. All of us. Okay. So what I can see, somebody said gender. So I can see the number of genders. Okay, so in terms of gender, so I'm sure this person is talking about how many women or how many man or men do we have on this street, and then we can kind of say, okay, so based on our analysis, I think women patronize this market more than the men. Is that correct? You can do analysis that's okay. So based on our analysis, we think women patronize this market more than the men, or men patronize this market more than the women. But based on what me I can see right now, I think there are more men on this street than women. Even though I can see more of women cloth. Does that mean that the guys are here and they are kind of buying clothes for their women? So guys, if you're on this call, make sure you buy clothes for your women. Okay? So I'm seeing gender, I'm seeing population, number of males and female. I'm seeing population, motorists, buyer and seller, businesses, what kind of business, gender, transportation, building, people wearing black. People wearing black. There's actually a lot of black. Yeah, it's because black people like wearing black. Okay. Number of passerby, total population of market people, food items, number of market. Now, can you see the critical thinking? Business, yellow cloth, number of people wearing black and yellow cloth. There's yellow everywhere. Okay. Count of vehicle, count of traffic light, count of people, the energy consumed within the environment. So I can see a lot of critical thinking and a lot of interesting transportation and structure. I can see a lot of interesting things that we all put in the chat, right? And that's where critical thinking started from when it comes to data generation. So when you want to gather a data, so you have to think critically as well. So okay, so this is the data I want to generate, this, and that, then that kind of work for you, right? So another thing you also check is, so let me ask you another question. Based on the data that we can see, just based on what you can see, which business do you think we can actually start? Which business do you think we can actually start in this market? So which business? Just think, which business? Hey, cold drinks, food and water, food and snacks, food business, pure water, ah, ice cream. You want to sell ice cream? Uh-huh. In fact, I need to hear from this person that mentioned ice cream. Why do you think ice cream will make sense here? Uzoma. So let me allow you to unmute your mic now. Uzoma, why do you think ice cream will make sense? Uzoma, Elka. So let me see if I can allow you to unmute your mic and just ask you that question. So I just allow your mic now. So Uzoma, you can unmute your mic. Why do you think ice cream will make sense in this market?
Because hello, good
Yeah, I can hear you.
afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Because the weather looks like it's hot, and someone going around with ice cream will actually be okay, like help cool people down and all.
So
I feel
if
like ice cream will move this market.
so you are talking about the trolley ice cream now, the one they used to push, like
Yes.
those nylon one, the nylon
No.
ice cream, or are you talking about the one
Or
that the
even even
kids?
even 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 an ice even a truck, an ice cream truck,
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay, thank you.
like back then. All right.
Thank you, Zoma. Actually, I was not actually thinking about that ice cream. Okay. So let me see other business. Financial institution. So that people can borrow money. Package cup of coffee and tea. The number of okay, I think I see the number of people selling clothes is already many. Hmm. The person that mentioned that the number of people selling cloth is already many. That's Tawa Kalito Abimbola. Let me unmute your mic. So are you saying that we can't start a cloth business in this market again? So I'm allowing you to unmute your mic now. So Abimbola, if you want to talk now, you can unmute your mic.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you
Good
hear me?
afternoon. Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, I think the market I can sell here is more of a monopoly kind of market because the number of people selling clothes are already many, and different people will have different customers. So a business that will stand out will actually be much more better. And because there are a lot of energy being consumed in this scene, I think cold water and drinks will actually sell better.
Okay.
I
Thank
can't
you.
see any type.
Thank you, Tawa Kalito. You see, so we are all of us are now analysts now, right? And then we are kind of analyzing this. Somebody has asked you to say, I want you to gather a database on this market and telling me the business I can set up, right? Tell me business I can set up. Okay, Sylvester, you want to have an opinion. Let me hear from Sylvester. Our hands is raised. I've allowed you to unmute your mic, so you can unmute now.
Okay. I partially I disagree with Uzoma, because if you are to look at the population, we have mostly corporate people walking around us. We are looking at the image based on the image that we are looking at. We have corporate people. So I can actually decide to go into the fashion business, that's the clothing business, but in a corporate way. For instance, maybe we have more of guys, corporate guys. So I can decide, okay, I can be selling tie, well-designed tie that they can actually use. For the ladies, I can be selling footwears or ladies' jackets that they can actually use. So it's not about the number of people selling the same thing. It's just about you trying to distinguish yourself, trying to make sure that you are outstanding from the normal population district.
Thank you, Sylvester. I think that was actually a valid comment. All of us have a valid comment. In fact, a lot of valid comments are here, right? So, and that's why we are analysts. They employ us to come and to help business make decisions, right? So, if I'm going to set up a business, for me, if I'm going to set up a business, right, I will still set up the same clothing business. You know why? The data has already shown me that this particular market, there are more people selling clothes, which means this market is majorly for clothing. And many people come here before they want to, because they want to buy clothes. So I can now employ maybe Sylvester idea and say, okay, so let me set up my own in a different way that I can actually attract customers and more customers. If I'm selling cold pure water and then ice cream here, that means I can't make it big. I can only sell pure water and cold on street food. The government can come any day and chase me away from this side of the road, right? So there are so many things. POS business, that's another idea, right? So data generations can help you bring towards idea. And the major thing I want to bring out from this exercise is your critical thinking. And I can see all of us are thinking critically. Like if somebody even mentioned saving just like a bank or a job, that's another business. All these market people, they want to save their money, right? So compare this and this. What data can you see here? Hmm. Okay, number of moving cars, type of offices, cars, different brand of vehicles, traffic data. Yes, traffic data, number of motorists, house and vehicle. Hmm. Traffic data, different type of moving vehicle, lot of cars. Okay, environment, type of cars that pass on this road. Traffic analysis, yes. So there's so many interesting data you can gather here, and then you can gather anything. So I'm just giving you an idea to understand that data can be gathered from everywhere, right? Moving on. Now, another thing, once you think about generation of data and how you're going to generate data, the next thing you now think of, okay, so we've gone to this market, we've examined that many people come here, so we want to start generating our data. So the first thing we'll think of is, where are we going to store it, right? So, we talk about data generation, the next thing is storage. Where are we storing the data, right? Because we need to store this data somewhere, just like the way you save your pictures on your phone and all those things, right? Storage is very important. Now, when it comes to storage, there are two different types of storage and how people store data. The first one is on-premises storage, and we also have cloud. On-premises simply means that, what on-premises simply means, it means that you are storing your data directly on your local PC, right? Or your local server. That's what on-premises means. So it's not online. It's just on your computer, for example. It's just on your computer. That's what on-premises. So when you are hearing on-premises, because in this your data analytics journey, you hear a lot of words, right? So when you are hearing them, you understand them. So on-premises simply means locally on your server or on your computer. So your storage is there. I'm saving my data on my computer. That's what storage. Cloud simply means you are saving on the cloud. Like let's say Google Drive, let's say OneDrive, let's say yeah. So you're saving online. That's what cloud means, right? And then once you store your data, there are so many places that people store their data. So different example of data sources can either save in Access, you save in SQL database, you save in SQL, Excel, even Facebook. Have you ever? I'm sure most of us post pictures on Facebook now because you want Facebook to remind you. Because when it comes to reminder, I think Facebook is still the best. So I'm not sure you've ever seen like when Facebook remind you about your 7 years ago picture and you were like, is this really me? You are like, is this really me? Right? Okay. So that's what data storage is. So there are so many applications where you can store your data, so many places. And when you store that data, the next thing regarding storage is structure. So when you are storing your data, there are ways that you store this data. You don't just put it there like that. So you make it structured, you make it clean, so that whoever is coming to use the data is not spending time cleaning, and cleaning the data, right? So that's structure. So when it comes to structure, if you are storing in a normal structure, this is a bad structure and this is a good structure. You can see that these two are almost the same thing. So this is a dirty data. This dirty data is just showing that it's not really dirty, but it's not well arranged. But this is good structure, right? This is very, very good structure. So when it comes to structuring data, there is a rule that was made by a company called D. Brown Consulting. So they have 7 golden rules of data management. So 7 golden rules of data management, that rule is by them. And they said this rule is actually help you to structure your data, right? So I'm going to go through those rules one by one. So the first rule in the rule is that there should be no empty column. No empty column. So what empty column simply means that when you have a data set like this, in between of that data, something like where I'm showing the red now, there should never be an empty column. When there's an empty column, that basically is telling you that you have separated your data from one to another. That is what an empty column is. So always make sure that there is no empty column. Can you hear me? I think my mic is okay. You can hear me now. So there should never be an empty column, right? That's what that means. Then the second column is no empty row. So empty row is similar to empty column. So in between of your data set, you should never have an empty row, because when you have an empty row, you are separating the data, right? So the next one is all dates must be in a single column. In your data set, not in your report. You can do anything you want in your report. But in the data set, all dates must be in a column like this. Look at this. All this is in a column called month. All this is in a column called revenue. But here, I think this is just here. We don't even know what it is. It can be month, it can be quarter, it can be whatever. But this one, it was properly tagged. And you can say, okay, this is arranged in columns and rows, which makes sense. That's rule number 3. Now, rule number 4 simply means all columns must have a unique data types. All columns must have a unique data type. Unique data types. You must have a unique data type. What a unique data type means is, if you look at this guy, it's similar to the all dates must be in a single column. Service plan was here, part was here, copier sale was here. But inside here, we put it in a structure column and we tag it very well. We call it what? Line of business. Here, we don't know what this means, right? But here now we know what it means. It means line of business or product, right? So all column must have a unique data type. So they must be like this, right? Like this. Then here we can see revenue. So we properly tag revenue, right? So when you are structuring your data in your storage, these are the kind of storage that makes sense. The next one is, in your data storage, you should never have total or subtotals. It's bad. Now, the reason why you should not have that is because of double counting. So when you're doing analysis and there's already a total or subtotal in between of your data, so when you sum that column up, you eventually have a double counting. So it makes sense to store your data without having total or subtotal. So when you're doing analysis in your report, then you can have different total or different subtotals. Now, no obstructions around your data. Anything that is not part of your data, that's what an obstruction is. Don't put it there, right? Anything that is not part of your data, it is an obstruction. So don't put it there. So if something is not part of your data, make sure you remove it. Now, single row of headings. That's the last one. You should have only single row of headings. Single row of headings. Just single row of headings. Single row. You should not have double row. When you have double row, that's a problem. So single row is just like this. Legion store. So there's only one row of headings, right? Those are the 7 golden rules of data management. Now, in summary, the first one is no empty row, no empty column. All data must be in a single column. All column must have a unique data type. No total or subtotal. No obstructions around your data. Single row of headings. Now, I want you to type in the comments, right? I think I'm extending beyond my time. It's already like 5 minutes, but I think we started late. So if we extend to like 10 minutes more, I hope that's fine by everyone. 10 minutes more. We're supposed to do 1 hour. But if you extend more than 10 minutes, is that okay? Just a yes or no in chat. So, okay. Okay, 10 minutes more. I'll just make sure I round up in like 5 minutes. Then I'll give you 10 minutes to ask your questions, right? Then we'll take it from there. Take 2 hours. Kevin said take 2 hours. Take 30 minutes. Guys, you don't want me to finish. No. Now, I want you to type in the comments. If you look at this data, which of the rule do you think this data is breaking? Based on all the rules that I've mentioned before, which of them do you think this data is breaking? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get it. Literally all the rules, not basically all the rules, right? But most of them. So like an obstruction. This is an obstruction now. All data must have a single row of heading. There's not even an heading. Uh, every unit data type must have a data type. This one now, it should this not central not it should be in a 1 column tag as region. Even this copier says part splinter says should be in a column tag as product or line of business, right? So the data is not properly arranged, right? That is it. Now, the process of cleaning data, when your data is not structured like that, then you need to clean it. Now, the process of cleaning the data is called ETL. That's the process of cleaning the data. ETL. And ETL simply means extract. I'm sure you'll be hearing something like that as well. The E means extract. So I'm extracting my data from wherever it's being stored. Maybe it's stored on the Oracle database, it's stored on Facebook, or it's stored whatever. I'm extracting it. That's the E. The T means transform, which means I am transforming. So transforming in such a way of you are cleaning. So transform simply means cleaning, right? I'm transforming it. I'm making it look more structured. So extract, transform, and the hell is load. So once I transform it, then I'm now loading it to the BI to maybe Excel, maybe Power BI, maybe Tableau. Then I'm now loading it to where I want to visualize it. So that's what an ETL means. That's the process of cleaning. Extract, transform, and load. Then you can load it to business intelligence tools. I think I've mentioned that. Extract, transform, and load. And the tools that most people in the world usually use for cleanings are tools like OpenRefine, Melissa, TBICS, IBM, WinPure, and the most popular one out of them is Power Query. And I'm sure you're going to explore that in this session. So Power Query. So you're going to clean data with Power Query. So you get to a data preparation and data cleaning stage, where the instructor will show you how to use Power Query to structure your data. Okay, so I think I'm just going to skip this because of our time. I don't want to talk about this, but I'll just quickly rush and talk about one that is very important before we leave. So now there are different roles in data. We have a business analyst, we have a data analyst, we have a data engineer, we have a data scientist, we have a database administrator. I'm sure you've heard about this, right? And then you are like, what does this mean? So let me just give you a simple difference between all of these things. Now, a business analyst is somebody that take the work of a data analyst and use that to make decision on the business. A data analyst is somebody that transform data from raw to information. A data engineer is somebody that kind of store your data, clean your data, put your data in schema, make sure the data is available for people that need it. That's what the data engineer is. A data scientist is somebody that kind of do some inspections and investigation inside your data. That's what a data scientist does. So by using all this programming and then machine learning to kind of test some algorithm of your data. A database administrator is just somebody that manages your database, right? Now, when it comes to data analysis, which is the one we are more interested in, somebody said I'm rushing. Yeah, I need to. So when it comes to data analysis, which is more of the one we are more interested in, right? There are different type of analysis. right? And analysis simply means telling a story with data. That's what data analysis is. So you are practically telling a story. Just like you're telling a story about what happened in school, how you do this, how you do that. That's what data analysis is. You are telling a story with a data to say, okay, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. That's what data analysis is. Telling a story. Now, when it comes to that analytics, there are 5 categories of analytics. 5 categories of analysis. 5 categories of analysis. Now, the first one is descriptive. So I'm going to explain it one by one. The first one, we call it descriptive analysis. Now, descriptive analysis, we do this kind of analytics to know what has happened based on our historical data. So we'll say what happened in the past. What is our total sales? What's our total transaction? We summarize our large data sets to describe outcome to stakeholders. So we do analysis on historical data. What has happened in the past? That is what a descriptive analytics means. So we describe what has happened in the past. I hope you all understand that. That's descriptive analysis. The second one is diagnostic analysis, right? So this first one that I mentioned is done most of the time by data analysts, right? That's practically what data analysts do most of the time. Now, the second one is diagnostic. Diagnostic is digging deeper in to find the cause of a problem. Just like we said that we made 20 million last month, we made 10 million this month. Diagnostic analysis is what we can do to know why did we make less than what we are supposed to make, right? Anytime you find yourself asking the question of why, that is the diagnostic analysis. So we have some performance indication that further investigated to discover why they get better or worse. So that's diagnostic. So this is done most of the time by a data scientist, right? To know why something happened, a data scientist. Then we have predictive analysis. Predictive analysis can either be done by a data analyst or a data scientist, right? Or by a profession called financial modelers. So what predictive analysis is, we identify trend and determine whether they are likely to reoccur. So predictive is basically forecasting. So you want to know what will happen in future. So you are forecasting into the future. So you are forecasting to say, okay, so what will happen in the future? So that's predictive. So you are predicting into the future. Another analysis we have is called prescriptive. So prescriptive, when you go to the hospital and then the doctor tests you, after they test you, they now prescribe a drug. That's what the prescriptive is. So they prescribe, they say, okay, take paracetamol and take malaria drug. That's prescriptive. So prescriptive analysis is done mostly by a business analyst. So a business analyst is somebody that take the work of a data analyst and they prescribe to the business that, okay, so based on what happened, I think we should open another branch in Ibadan. I think we should open another branch in Lagos. I think we should hire more people. I think we should sack some people. I think we should do this. So when the business are making decision, that is what a prescriptive analysis is. So they are prescribing what the business should do, right? They are prescribing what the business should do. That's a prescriptive analysis. So the next one that we have basically is called cognitive analysis. So cognitive analysis is done most of the time by AI, data scientists. So they want to know what might happen if some circumstances changes, right? So you're structuring a model to know, okay, so what happened and how will you undo this situation? So cognitive. So you're using cognitive, you're using AI to say what will happen if some circumstances changes. Let's say 10 of my staff resign. What will happen to my business? So you are just doing a cognitive analysis to say, okay, let's say something happened in Lagos and they shut down all our store in Lagos. How will it affect our business? So that's cognitive analysis, right? So that's the 5 type of analysis that we have. Now, when you're talking about the tools for analysis, what tools do people use? People use tools like Power BI, Salesforce, which is the Q-Links, the Tableau, the Google Analytics. But the one that is leading based on the Gartner's report is Power BI. And you can see Microsoft at the top here. And that's why we've specifically picked Power BI in these sessions for you to learn. Because in the world, Power BI is what most of the organizations are using. Even here in Dublin that I am, I've worked with many companies here in Dublin. Most of them use Power BI for their reporting. So Power BI is the Microsoft side, and that's what you'll be learning more in this session because that's the tools that people use for analysis. Power BI is part of a Power Platform family. So we call it Power Platform. So this is Power BI. So it's used for business analytics. But Microsoft has other tools like Power Apps which is for application development. So if you are thinking of going into application development, then Power Apps is something you should learn. Power Automate is for process automation. So that they use it for RPA, we call it robotic process automation. So you automate some processes on your device. Then we have Power Virtual Agent, which is now called Copilot Studio. So that is being used for building a chatbot. I'm sure you've been to some website and you will see chat with us, right? So they use that to build chatbot. So that is the family that Power BI belongs to. So it belongs to the family of the family we call Power Platform, right? Basically, the family we call Power Platform. So since we will be concentrating on Power BI, this report you are seeing on my screen was developed with Power BI. So this report you can see it was developed with Power BI. So you'll be able to use Power BI to build something like this, to build an awesome report, and to be able to post on LinkedIn, post online, post everywhere, and then let people understand what is going on in your business, right? So data gathering and analysis is kind of very, very interesting, and it's very simple. So this is where I'm going to stop today before I allow you to start asking your question. So this is where I'm going to stop and allow you to start asking your question. So if you know you have a question, please make sure you raise your hand now so that we can allow you to unmute your mic. But before that, somebody asked about the link to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to put that in chat now. So go to the YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe so that when I drop content, you will see that. Also, the recording of this video will be dropped on the channel as well. Okay, so I just dropped the link to the YouTube channel. So let's all make sure we subscribe. If you are not connected to me on LinkedIn before, make sure you search for Adewale Yusuf on LinkedIn, then connect with me. On my Twitter as well, Adewale Analyst, and then connect with me. So maybe I should also paste my LinkedIn, the link to my LinkedIn profile here so that you can also connect with me as well. Now, this session, the recording of this session will be posted on the channel. So once it's posted, you have access to it. You have access to the recording of the session. Now, because you have access to the recording doesn't mean that it should always not come to class. Because if you skip a class, we're actually marking an attendance at the end of the day. Teams has a way of generating attendance. So we are marking attendance at the end of the day. And then if we check and then you miss more than 2 or 3, let's say more than 3 sessions, then you are not going to get a certificate for the training, right? And there's a penalty for it. So let me go for question and answer now. So I'm going to stop sharing. As somebody said, we are not going to subscribe. If you know, don't need to subscribe now. You can leave it now. It's for your own good. It's not by force to subscribe now. Very funny person. It's not by force to subscribe. You can leave it. Okay, so let me start taking questions now. So the first person that raised their hand is Arewa. So Arewa, allow me. So I'll allow you to unmute your mic now. Please, Arewa, you have your mic on mute. The next person is Abib. I will also allow you. After Arewa, you can speak. So Arewa, please go ahead with your question.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, so I will be going back to you mentioned something during the COVID era when you said the hospitals give out information, and
Yep.
So I would like to ask that: do you also do your own findings on the numbers provided, or you just work with whatever numbers or information you have been given to do? Because so okay, based in Nigeria, yeah, we I think we all know it's not a news that governments don't like to release the number of what happened exactly. They like to
What
add
actually
numbers.
happened? Yes.
Yes, yes. So in a situation like that, do you do your own findings to get, what exactly happened, or the total number that, okay, this is the total number, this is the total number. You just work with whatever you are given. Thank you.
Thank you, Olawumi. I think that's a very good question. So I would relate your questions to a time in data that we call data quality, right? So that time you mentioned is called data quality. So how quality is the data? Is the data, can I trust the data? So what I would tell you is when it comes to public data like that, you may not be able to trust it, but you don't have choice than to use, let me say, a traceable source, right? Because most time when you are analyzing a public data, most people ask you that what is the source of your information? You must be able to give a source to say, okay, so I got this data from here. I got this data from here. So you can't do your analysis yourself or go and gather the data yourself and put it out. Many people will come and question you that where did you get the data from? What is going on? But in this case, I think you work with what is given to you. Now, leaving public side and let's say private side in an organization, most of the time in an organizations too, this data quality kind of come in when we want to question the data ourselves and say, okay, so Abuja make 50 million. How? They are not supposed to make 50 million. They're supposed to make around 100 million. So what happened? So sometimes you can question the source of the data. So it's normal thing to say, okay, let me question the source of the data. But it doesn't mean you must generate the data yourself. There has to be an original source of where the data is being generated from. Do you understand that? Allow me.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. So the next person to speak, I'll just make it very fast. I think I'm just only going to take 5 people to speak. So, Abib, I think you're next. Let's go ahead and unmute your mic. Abdul Qadri Abib Ajani. Abdul Qadri Abib. Okay, if Abdul Qadri is not coming, Tawakali too, can you unmute your mic? That's Abimbola. Please go ahead and unmute your mic.
Good afternoon once again, sir. Thank you for the session, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I want to ask, what is the difference between data analytics and data analysis? Is there a difference or they are one and the same?
No, they're a bit different. I think it's English, basically. So data analysis is the act of analyzing data, right? So it's the act of, so you're doing analysis. You know, you say analysis. So you're analyzing. So you are in the process of analyzing. Why data analytics? So when they say data analytics, that is you saying that the process of analyzing data. That's just data analysis, the process of analyzing data. But data analysis is is a verb. So you're already in the action of analyzing the data. I hope you get it.
Sorry, sir, I didn't get the analytics part.
So analytics is the process.
I got the
analytics is the process. So like lay down process. Let me say the process of, when I say process, I'm defining the process of data analysis, right? So I'm saying that analytics is basically from process of cleaning, transforming, modeling your data and visualization. That's data analytics, the process of analyzing data. Why data analysis is you doing it, right? Data, you are analyzing, so you are already in action. Do you understand?
So the analytics is more like the umbrella term of which the analysis is.
Yeah. So they are interchangeably words, so you can always use them interchangeably. Okay, so you're welcome, Abimbola. So the next person I'm going to allow is Abibola Yusuf. I think you're the next person that raised your hand. Akinjole Bolaji, I've also allowed you to unmute your mic as well. Odibo Unity, I've allowed you to unmute your mic. Abdul Basit allows you. Sylvester, allow you. And then, okay, so Abib, we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon.
This is Akinjole Bolaji.
Okay, so Bolaji, you can hold on for Abib a bit. So, hi, we can hear you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for the session, sir. Thanks very much, sir. Quick one, sir. Please, please, sir, what is the function of data analytics? with the adventure of artificial
Yeah,
intelligence?
yeah. I think that's also another very good question, right? So many people are saying that is AI going to take over our job? No, AI will not, right? AI will never. So the future of analytics will still stand. Now, the reason why the future of analytics will still stand is because when it comes to data analytics, there are some domain knowledge that we need to understand. There are some discretions that we put. There are some things that the AI will not be able to do itself that we still need to say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want it to be. Now, have you ever find it funny that most time when some data analysts create a report, you will just see some users that will download this report to Excel and they started playing with this data themselves. This is because the data is not giving them the story they need. So AI may not really give you what you need. You will be the one to kind of do it yourself. And that is why our profession can never, AI can never chase us away. The only thing is AI will help us work better and make our work easier. So we also need to kind of learn the emerging trend so that you are not redundant. Because for me, I think if I stop learning for 1 month, I may probably come, Power BI, for Power BI, they made an update every single month. If I did not follow that update in 2 months, I'll probably come online and I'll just be like, what is going on here? People now have different ways of doing things. So AI will not take over our job. It just make our work easier. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Thanks very much, sir.
Good
Thank you.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please go ahead, Balaji.
Yeah, this is Bolaji. Yeah, thank you very much. So expectancy of the whole section from the Excel down to the Microsoft Fabric. But I did like to ask, the Microsoft Fabric, because that's where majorly I'm so much interested in. Can we have like more time for it? It's just like a request so that, because I feel like that Microsoft Fabric is something like very very ambiguous. Like if we can have enough time to cover that particular part.
Yeah, so I will see what we can do there. But we have some instruction structure for you in Microsoft Fabric as well, to which you are going to get. But I will see what we can do. Probably we can add one more session, but let's see.
So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other question? I think I've made your mic open too. Unity.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay, thanks so much for
Yes, Sylvester, go ahead.
the amazing session. Okay, one is I just need more clarification on the cognitive analytics. You said it talks about what might happen if circumstances changes. So I want to know, is cognitive, I don't know if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Is cognitive analytics is a combination of both descriptive analytics and predictive analytics. Am I right, sir?
Yeah, you are right, but it can be, but it's way beyond more than that. It's way beyond more than that, right? Because it's testing different scenarios now to say if, so there's a question of if there. Descriptive is what has happened. That's already happened. But this cognitive is not talking about what has happened. It's answering the question of if. What if this happened? What if Lagos State ban our business? What will happen to our business? So you are already thinking of what has not really happened. You are just thinking about it and say, okay, you are providing a solution to it even before it happened. I don't know, maybe you understand. Another analysis we can do is, let's say Nigeria's source of income, most source of income is oil. Let's say we don't have any oil to dig again in Nigeria. Can Nigeria still survive? That's a cognitive analysis.
Okay. Thanks so much. The second question has to do with what's the same question Ambibola asked, but in another way. You talked about data quality and data source. So my own question is based on data source. Now, for a data analyst, how do you gather your data? Because I think it's kind of, yes, we talked about data gathering, data trying to get trying to get quality data, and then make sure that those data are listed. But now the question is, how do we gather our data? Are there particular sites we can actually go to gather data, or we have to look for a particular company where, for instance, the COVID era, how are you able to gather this data? Do you have to go to different hospitals to get the data, or from the data those hospitals posted online?
Okay, so I think I got your question. Let me summarize it. So for corporate, when you start working with organization, you don't need to gather your data. The organization will have a storage. You know, I mentioned about something about data storage. They will have where their data is stored, where you can get it from, right? But when it comes to you just playing around with public data, or you are doing projects to practice yourself, there are so many places where you can get data. You can go to World Bank. World Bank has tons of data you can get. You can go to this website called what's it called again? I can't remember. I think it just fly away in my head now. Cargo. Yes, Cargo. You can go to Cargo. Cargo has a lot of data in there that you can download. You can get data from different places. You can even get data from your Facebook. You can get data from your Google. You can get data from anywhere. So this COVID data that I got, I think I got it from World Bank. So there are so many data you can play with. But when it comes to organizations, right, they already have their data stored somewhere. So you should not be panic about that. I hope that answer your question, Sylvester. So I'm taking just only one more.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Just one more questions, right? And then that will be either Unity or Alibaba. Any of you that speak first.
All right.
Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon. Thank you so much for this session. So basically, I need clarification. I just want to know the difference between data science and data analysis.
Okay, so that's Alibaba. No, that's Unity, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically, data analysis or data analytics, right? It involves data gathering, data transformation, analysis, and getting insight. Well, the only difference that the data scientists bring in from what the data analyst does is the artificial intelligence part, right? So when I say artificial intelligence part, is the machine learning. So you are using machine learning to test some algorithm on your data, which is basically you are doing more of cognitive service or predictive analysis, right? But data science can still do some of the work of data analysis, which is the prescriptive side, the descriptive side, and then even the predictive side. But a data analyst may not be able to do something like cognitive. It's only a data science that will be able to do cognitive, which is using artificial intelligence, which is AI, testing your model on a particular data set and know the result. I hope you understand. Unity.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, so I think that's the
Good
last
afternoon,
question
sir.
I'm taking. Okay, Alibaba, since we've already spoken, let me take your
Yeah, good
last
afternoon,
question.
sir. Okay, thank you so
Good
much for
afternoon.
this session. Yeah, the question I want to ask is that what is the difference between business analyst, business intelligent analyst, and business intelligence developer, which is
Business,
BI developer?
BI developer and BI analyst, right? Is that your question? BI
Yes.
developer and BI analyst. Okay. So BI analyst
Yes.
is somebody that have a domain knowledge of the business. What I mean by domain knowledge is somebody that understands the business, in and out, right? And you are doing an analysis to let the business understand what the data means to them. So, like for example, I understand what is going on in our business, and I'm using data analysis. I've created a visualization to explain whatever is going on in the business. So a BI developer can also be similar to that, but a BI developer is more of a data analyst because you don't necessarily need to have business domain knowledge. You are just a developer. So you get their data, you develop their report for them, right? So that's what a data analyst or a BI developer is. I hope you get that. But it's still similar. People use it
Yes. Thank you
interchangeably.
so much.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
So
thank you.
thank you so much everyone for joining the session. I think it has been an awesome experience with all of you. Now, like I said, I may not be joining the session most of the time. Like this, the way I joined today, please, anytime any of our speaker come in, please always appreciate them. And what I mean by appreciate them is send a thank you note to the comment section, thank them on the WhatsApp group, say a very big thank you to them. Like I said, we are all spitting this knowledge out to you for free. So the only way you can do that is to appreciate them, thank them, and then at the end of the day, I'm sure we will definitely achieve what we want. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I will hand over back to you, Fatima.
Thank you so much, Adewale. This is very and it's an eye-opening session for me, myself, and for everyone. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. We appreciate the efforts that you took to ensure that this program keep holding every year. Thank you very much, sir. So I would like us to post whatever we've learned today. Just post it on LinkedIn and tag Adewale and tag myself. My name is Timtoke Fatima on LinkedIn and tag Adewale himself. Tag every moderators and just share what you've learned. So people out there will see that okay, this is what you've learned and no, this is your progress and no. It's not just for us only, for your personal development yourself and putting yourself out there. So thank you very much. So today's session I would like to it's coming to an end already. So we meet tomorrow by God's grace by 4 to 5. So